So all we do is put this on. It's really hard not to lick it. But do your best not to, because it'll just make you dribble the food. You always end up dribbling a tiny bit by the end. But we're going to put it all over this bit, and then I'm going to draw you a little dot in a minute. But turns out first time's always wrong, and then you can move it as much as it will get one that looks perfect. Okay. So take your time with that. Take that off the top, it doesn't know your whole face. Right. Okay, usually it's deciding where you want it, it's pretty much all you can with this. So,
You started dribbling already?
Actually, not doing too badly. It can't, sometimes it makes you think you're doing it when you're not really. So this is just a rough guess, but this one, you've got room to go higher, lower, further in, further out, any way you want. So it's pretty much just a guess that one. You can definitely bring it up further, like sit on your left line.
Yeah, a little bit higher.
And then we'll move it like...
Yours on your left line?
Not directly on it, just a
So
tiny bit. Because I've got quite chubby lips anyway, so you can't really tell where it is.
Probably a tiny bit.
I've left room to get a spider bite though, in case I never wanted one.
Have a look, this is possibly a little bit further out than yours. But if you take that as your starting point, you can go higher again if you want to. You can go lower, you can bring it in, you can bring it out.
Can I bring it out of it? That like tiny bit?
No problem.
Which one's gone as well?
Yours ends up licking it a little bit. It kind of numbs everything by the end. You're fine if you swallow it as well, people tend to worry about that, but you'd be totally fine. It just kind of makes everyone taste it and keep for a few minutes. It's just a little bit further, but only a tiny little bit, so feel free to move that again. And you can still go further out if you want to, or you can bring it back in.
That's about right. I think.
Yeah. Have a look, I'll make it a bit clearer. Have a look from a little bit further out.
Did you say yeah?
Yeah.
Because usually when you see it, it tends to be like, you know, from a few feet away in mirrors, and if it looks wrong there, that's when it gets on you. So have a look from like kind of that kind of distance.
Yeah.
Even if it only moves a tiny bit, we can shift it.
What do you say?
Yeah, well it'll obviously look different with the stud in it, but...
I don't know if we should go... Actually, yeah, I think. Tiny bit that way.
Little tiny bit
Tiny
down.
bit.
No problem. It is a good understanding. It just unfortunately knows everything. It doesn't last so long. And then on the sheet it's like, says that you can't eat for like 2 hours and things. That is written for if you have any tongue done, like it's a bit overdramatic. The anaesthetic doesn't last that long. This is a tiny, tiny little, there's like a kind of millimetre or so further out. But you can also move back
Yeah.
if you want to.
Yeah, it looks better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hey! Excellent. The rest of
Is it
it.
that bad? Like, everyone likes saying hair, so...
Do you know what? It's honestly okay this for him. Everyone always worries, because it's a muscle, everyone always thinks it's going to be terrible. It's surprisingly not horrible. It's one of the nicer ones really. When you feel it, it's really soft. Like you do feel a little tiny pinch with it, but as soon as you feel it, it's finished. Like it's really quick. The worst thing about today is just with the bar, it's way too long for you. And even if you know it's going to be long, it's not that when it's in, all you think when you look at it is like, that is too big. And it's because it sticks out the front, you can kind of pull it back, but generally today it's that big and it'll stick out about that much, and all you see when you look in the mirror is that big sticking out. By tomorrow, when your lip's swollen, it's fine really. It doesn't tend to interfere with your lip line too much, so it usually looks reasonably normal, and the bar doesn't stick out. It's when it's long, that's when it tends to get on your nerves more than anything. And it'll make you want to touch it a little bit as well, just ignore it. You probably get it done, you probably do these little tweezers more than anything, and then they're not bad, but just to make sure it sits straight at the back, it just kind of, you kind of squish things up. Okay. So I'm just going to put them on and have a little check, see where it's sitting at the back. How does that feel? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yes. It usually doesn't feel horrible, but like, it does tend to like slightly crush you. Excellent. Right, the rest of it, I know this is going to sound stupid, but I'm going to say it anyway, because the best thing you can do for this one is relax as much as you can. And it's quite hard anyways when someone's right in front of your face. Like it's really hard like not to hold your breath or kind of like tense up a little bit. But if you can keep your shoulders nice and low, everything's much nicer. Genuinely the hardest thing is not holding your breath. But that just kind of makes you feel a little bit sick. Like, you will feel a tiny little pinch with it, but as soon as you feel it, it'll be done, I promise. If you can, best thing to do is if you take a nice deep breath in, and then a nice deep breath out. Brilliant. All of it and done, I promise. Needles gone.
Do
You've got a nice little tube in your face. Like, putting the jewellery in doesn't feel bad, but it's slightly weird. You got like this creepy little pull and push going on, it feels a bit strange. You've done well actually, you've not dribbled. Usually if anyone dribbles, it's then that tends to happen. So this bit just feels like creepy little pull, creepy little push, brilliant, you're all finished. Right, go with the ball on and then you're all done, I promise. We'll get your little mouthwash to see if that tastes away. I'm going to push it back so you can see how cute it looks, but then it's going to stick out the rest of the day. The worst thing about it today is like to stop it hooking over your teeth, it's going to have to stick out like this, which is going to probably slightly annoy you.
Bloody hell.
It's always like, even if you know it's going to be big, when you see it, it's just like, that's just ridiculous.
Which I was like.
Yeah.
The thing with lips is though, especially at the side, they're really fast as well. Like, they do tend to puff up quite a bit for the first like 4 or 5 days, but they go down quite quickly. So usually it's not long before you can get one that's like a little bit small. Even if it's not the smallest one, usually within a week or 2 weeks you can get something that's quite a lot smaller than this one. But it's sticking out loads. That's I think give it a week and then pop in and we'll see if we can get something a bit shorter for you, because it's just going to get on your nerves otherwise.